We're on an adventure.
We're gonna go get a trailer.
Look at this old tractor. So what do you think, Dave?
It's pretty decent. Got it home in one of these.
It's a big trailer.
Yep.
Hey guys, so we got the trailer in place. It's gonna sit in one of our driveways while we work on it and freshen it up, and then we're going to put it in our back field, and it's gonna be a guest house. Eventually it's gonna be we want to make it off-grid, so set up like a small solar and a water catchment system, which will be pretty neat. Anyways, it's been sitting at a farm, at my friend's farm for a while, and because of that there's probably mice, so I just threw a couple mouse traps in there. I'm gonna leave it for a couple of days and then go in there and give it a good cleanup. So speaking of mouse traps, my next part of the video I'm gonna talk briefly about different types of mouse traps. Okay guys, I'm going to talk to you about kind of a uncomfortable topic if you're a homeowner. So if you own a house, whether it's old, 100 years old, or it was built last year or yesterday, you likely have a mouse problem, especially if you're out in the country. So it doesn't matter how old your house is. It doesn't matter if you've done everything, sealed off everything. Mice get into everything. So, my solution, now this is just a suggestion, I'm not telling you this is how you all should do it, is using rat poison, which sounds awful, but I will give you my reasons why. So let's talk about the different options. So there's the glue traps, which personally I'm not a big fan of, especially if you have pets. Glue traps is really not a solution because it doesn't get just mice. Other animals can get stuck on it, obviously, and it's a horrific, slow death because they starve to death on these sticky pads. The other thing is snap traps. Now, I do suggest those if you're wanting to trap in a barn or outside where other animals aren't going to get injured by it. But again, my experience with snap traps is that a lot of mice actually kind of outsmart them and learn, and you know, it's not 100% solution, And sometimes mice, they get stuck in it, they get free and they run off and they're injured and they're suffering, which sucks. So the other option is rat poison. So I'm not sponsored or endorsing this company. I'm just giving you suggestions here as a homesteader. So I like this Tomcat mouse killer. There's a rat one too. So these little traps, you see that little box? It's a little box that you can refill, and that green part is the poison. So the reason that I like this, first of all, these traps are reasonably pet proof. Now, if you have a dog that like chews things apart and whatever, you don't want to put one of these near it because it will kill your dog. Cats generally leave it alone. Rabbits generally leave it alone. But I put them in the basement, in the attic, in places where my pets shouldn't be anyways, but in case they did get there, the little enclosure is kind of a stopper for them of just eating the poison up right away. So the downside is you don't want to use this product or this type of product outside in a barn because the mice, when they die, if they die outside and you live in the wilderness like we do, owls, whatever else eats them, will pick up the corpses and eat them, obviously. And then because they have rat poison in their system, it kills those animals too, unfortunately. So you have to really think about what's practical for you. There are people that use rat poison, mouse poison, whatever outside. Me personally, I'm not a fan. Just because it's a chain reaction. I mean, the mouse poison isn't just for mice, it's whatever ingests it, right? Even if a mouse died outside and your dog came along and, this is really gross, but ate the mouse, it would be poisoned, right? So these are things you have to think about. But you can't ignore the problem because mice chew wires, they burrow in your walls, they cause a lot of damage, they get into boxes, plus they carry diseases. So it's something you have to deal with, right? So the reason I'm talking to you guys about this is, well, first of all, it's a topic that nobody really wants to talk about, but you kind of really need to know this information. Also, fall is coming, which is when the mice will start getting into your house and burrowing. And it was a real sign of the times because yesterday I was doing laundry, I went downstairs, and there was a mouse right in front of the washer and dryer. So that was kind of a sign for me that I got to get on this. So we got the mouse killer, and then you can get a rat killer, which is a bigger box. And because we saw a couple of rats here that were probably the size of squirrels, so not inside the house, thankfully. But so we're going to put these traps out, and so the nice thing about these traps is that the lid opens up, as you can see there, and you can refill them with bait, and you can buy bait separately. So once a year, just refresh the bait. Honestly, I haven't had any like horrific things from using this poison. If you do have a big mouse population, you have to think about the fact that when you first put the traps out, that there might be lots of bodies seen, or you might not see any. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, in the years that I've been doing this in all my old houses I've lived in, I've maybe only seen, I don't know, one dead one. I don't know what they do when they eat it. I mean, I know they bleed to death, but again, this is a very gross topic that nobody wants to talk about, but I'm talking to you about this because if you're a homesteader, you got to deal with this. My belief, and maybe I'm wrong about this, is that they, once they eat the poison, they realize something's wrong. They run away. That's it. I've never really seen like a trail of dead mouse bodies, from this. So, yeah. So that's my talk to you about mouse bait.
Or you can get a bucket, put a little bit of water in it, and you put some peanut butter on the edge and have a little piece of wood for a ramp, and they go up the wood and go around the edge and slip in. Or I've seen where you can put a wire across the middle of the bucket and put a pop can in the middle of the wire, and they do the same thing. They walk across the wire and the peanut butter's on the edge of the pop can and they slip in that way. And that is the cheap way of dealing with a mouse problem.
So that's the pros of using that method, is that it's cheap and you have all that stuff at hand.
Yes. The downside is you end up with a bucket full of mice.
Which is kind of gross if you're squeamish.
Yeah, but it's easier. You just pick up the bucket and walk away instead of dealing with dead mice on the ground.
Okay, well, if we do that, I'll leave you to the bucket duty.
Yes.
Thanks for that pro homesteading tip there, Dave.
No problem.
Okay, guys, so one last thing. I apologize if that mouse topic was kind of gross. I'm kind of grossed out by mice, so I feel your pain. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you about my two favorite things. Not sound like Oprah here. So my favorite thing is when I get an order of seeds in the mail. My other favorite thing, which is even better, is when good friends send you seeds that they've saved in the mail. And so my good friend Costa, we went to high school together, really great guy. He's a homesteader out in Quebec, and he's got a beautiful farm, and he sent me a package of zucchini seeds, which was really nice. So thank you, Costa.